It's the nectar of the gods. Hello. I don't see anyone on here. That's freaking me out. I'm kind of over these Facebook problems. Oh, Karen, you're on here. Yay. Hello, hello, hello. I have a new lipstick color. Gotta try it out and see how it looks. This is Bare Minerals Spark Plug is the name. So we shall see. Okay. So hello, everybody. Welcome to Facebook Live. I'm so sorry last week did not work out. It was not my fault. So Monday, I took my son to Chicago. Not like Chicago downtown, but shopping Chicago. And we had a lovely day. I'll tell you about it in a minute. And then I was planning on going live on Wednesday until Facebook died and was gone. So that didn't work out. And so I freaked out for about an hour and a half, I guess. And then I had the rest of my week to get to. I had a really busy week last week. On Thursday, I shot 2 Facebook Lives, one for my Facebook class, one for my celebration club, and 9 videos for my Garage Grunge class. So it was a pretty busy day. And then Friday, I went back home, my old hometown. My good friend Kelly, as I think you may have seen, I posted a request for cards, which, by the way, you guys came through in wonderful, wonderful flying colors. Her mom had died, so I went to the funeral on Friday morning, and then Friday afternoon I did a little work from a restaurant that had internet, and then Friday night I spent the night with one of my best friends, one of my oldest best friends, and we had a wonderful time catching up. I hadn't really had a good conversation with her since we moved, which has been about 6 months. I can't even believe that. So anyway, then on Saturday, I had my big team meeting, which was it's my big quarterly event, and we made 16 make and takes. We had I didn't even see how long our Facebook Live meeting was, but Stampin' Up! Sent 2 people from the home office to our meeting. So that was really exciting, and it was so wonderful to have them here. And I just wanted everything to be perfect. And then we went out and had a margarita after. So that worked out pretty well. And in fact, I had my leftovers from dinner for lunch today, so that was lovely. Anyway, it was a very busy week last week. I actually think I did more work last week than I've done in a while, and that's saying something. So we got all those packets prepped and ready. Tonight we're going to get them packaged up and mailed out for my team members who were not attending the live event. So there's always something going on. But at any rate, Melania, it's still on our Facebook page, so don't worry. You're surprised I can still talk? I know. Can you hear my voice? It's not normal. It's all weird. I made a video yesterday yesterday, I didn't really do too much work, but I did unpack my stuff, and I made a video for my Simple to Stunning video, and that was where my voice first started sounding funny. So anyway, it's all good. So welcome everybody. It's so wonderful to see you all logging on. I'm just going to talk for another couple minutes to get everybody on here. Of course, you know I have a couple of stories to tell you. So yet last week was spring break for us, as you may have figured out. And I really had a nice week, though. I'm very glad school's back in session this week. My son was home and my daughter went to visit her grandma in Maine. So she flew by herself for the first time, and she's flown many, many times. So she's a professional flyer. She did just fine. But, you know, it's always a little nerve-wracking, which reminds me, I gave her my credit card to use on that trip, and I don't believe she's given that back. Anyway, she did a great job and I'm sure was spoiled rotten by her grandma and had a good time, but it was lovely to see her have fun. But I will tell you guys, it was not pretty. We sent her to we dropped her off at the airport here, and I just was a little surprised when I started bawling, and I had my sunglasses on, and my son was like, or he said, are you crying? And I said, no, my daughter asked if I was crying. She's like, are you crying? And I was like, no, no. And then my son goes, her eyes water when she yawns. And it was still not early, but a little early. And, it was really funny listening to them kind of like, no, mom's not crying, but mom cries all the time. I mean, I'm known for that. Like, I wear my emotions on my sleeve. You guys probably know that by now if you've been watching me for a while. But anyway, it dawned on me that in a year from, well, like a year and a half from now, she's going to be going to college, and I am so totally screwed. I just have to tell you that. I don't know what I'm going to do when she leaves. Oh. So anyway, I really was surprised. Like, that just kind of caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting to feel like that, and not yet. So anyway, it was lovely to see her spread her wings, but oh my gosh, it kind of gave me a little craziness. So Wilma, no, we are not an hour early. This is the same time we always go live. So, oh, but Wilma, we have daylight savings time, and that might be the difference, because I bet where you are, it hasn't been daylight savings, or I don't know if you do it, but it's daylight savings time here. That's why there's a time change. So, all right. So Carl and I went to Chicago, which in and of itself was a little extravaganza. There's lots of tolls. I don't know if you've ever driven through Chicago, but oh my gosh, there's all kinds of tolls on the road. And so I had to explain to Carl why there's tolls, and that was kind of funny. And there aren't tolls in Iowa. So if you drive to Chicago, you really need a little, it's called an iPass, and I didn't have one yet, and this was like our second or third trip to Chicago, so I really wanted to get one. And I didn't know where to get it, so I tried. And it was hard. We finally got one, but we got all the way to Chicago before I got one. And then you have to register it, and then it said it might be 24 hours before it activates. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm dying to get this thing to work, because the tolls are twice as much if you don't have one. And you also have to wait in line. And at one of the tolls, we sat there for at least 5 minutes because there was a line of people trying to get through, and there was like a big U-Haul van, and they didn't clearly know what they were doing. So that was super fun. And someone in front of us backed up and then like went around, but I don't know how they got through. And I was like, oh my gosh, you can't do that. Like, you're breaking a rule. And so I don't know how they did it, but they got through somehow, because when we saw them down the road later, but somehow they got through. Maybe they just broke through and broke down one of the little gate things, but that was funny. Anyway, I don't know how people who live there deal with those tolls all the time. I wonder what they pay per month to like go to and from work. It sounds awful. But we got our little pass, so we're all set up. And it was so nice coming home with that. And then we went to a big shopping mall called Wood something or other. Woodbridge, Woodstone, Wood something. It was really big. And that's for a girl who is from Minneapolis, where the Mall of America was born. And I'm telling you, I got my 10,000 steps in because we walked back and forth that dang mall several times. And actually, it's kind of in a circle. Woodland, that was the mall? Okay. So anyway, it was interesting to see all of that stuff in this big mall. And Carl had fun picking out his goodies. He had some money to spend. And well, I found a couple things too. Actually, I'll show you. Here's one of them. It says happy on here. I thought this was really cute. So, this is kind of my mantra, happy stamping. Maybe I should write stamping and like stick it on here. That would be kind of funny or fun. And then I also got this little thing that says it's a beautiful life, which is just bright and happy. So, I love it. So anyway, I got to put these up in my office, and I got my lipstick. I got some makeup, and what else did I get? Oh, I got this sweatshirt that I'm wearing, which is kind of cute. So I was excited about that. It was really fun. And I'm trying to think, Carl did something funny. Oh, well, let me just tell you. So he starts track today. So you guys won't see him for a little while because he's at track practice, which is good. He needs something to do. And his birthday is on the 29th. So March 29th, he will be 13, an actual teenager. Lord help me. Anyway, I said, what would you like for your birthday? And I'm not even kidding you when he told me this. He asked for cards from the ladies. So I'll put my address in the description of this video, but if you guys would send him some cards for his 13th birthday, he would be so excited. And that, you guys, seriously, he has not asked for anything else. He asked for a sleepover with his friends, but like he hasn't asked for like any video games or anything else. He wants cards from the ladies. So I thought that was pretty sweet. I really loved that. And if you guys could help me, that would be awesome. So I'll put, like I said, I'll put our address in the description of this video. So yes, that kid, he kills me. I tell ya. Oh, Lordy. So anyway, he is, like I want to strangle him and I want to hug him all at the same time. And yeah, it is a Carl with a C. Yep. Thank you for asking, Lisa. But he'll take anything. He is so sweet, you guys. I mean, when he's not a complete turd, he is really sweet. So I just have to say I'm impressed with him that he's not, that's what is special to him. So very, very sweet. And speaking of cards, so I mentioned at the beginning, my friend Kelly, whose mom died and her best friend died just a couple weeks before that. You guys sent her so many cards and she was so, so, so excited to receive them. So thank you all so much. What's his favorite color? That's a good question. I would say probably blue or green. He loves Brazil, and the flag of Brazil is blue, or it's green and yellow with a little blue. He seems to like blue stuff and green stuff mainly when he asks for colors. So, and he's not like into sports. He's a runner, but he's not like into football or basketball or baseball or anything like that. He does like soccer, but, and he likes he likes the Olympics. Like, he'll watch the Olympics with me, but I think part of it is he loves seeing other countries. So he's really into flags and things like that. He likes Nintendo video games, Legos, of course, robots. So anyway, but long story short, back to Kelly. She got like 8 cards the first day, and then 18 cards, and I think 21 cards. So she's gotten a ton of cards. So that's really sweet. In fact, you guys will laugh at this one. So the day I asked for those cards, I already had a card made, addressed in an envelope and with a special stamp on it. And I still hadn't mailed it. And so last week when Carl was home for spring break, he was bored and he wanted to go on a bike ride. And he said he wanted to go to the post office, which I thought was kind of funny. I wasn't sure why. Anyway, he said, is there anything you need to take to the post office? Because let's be honest, I mail a lot of stuff. So I go, I don't have anything except this one card. And so he brought that to the post office. He rode his bike to the post office, which the post office is only about a mile from my house, but bless his heart, I thought that was really sweet. So anyway, now I do have all kinds of stuff for us today. First of all, I have our projects that I was going to do last week. And let me just get rid of this. Then I also have some cards to share. And some stamps to give away. Sorry, I'm just grabbing everything. Ooh, I gotta find where my door prize or my drawing Post-its are. Let me see here. Because I put everything in my special drawer so that I would have it for today, since last week was a bust. Hold on. Okay, sorry. I think, yes, I found it. Whew! Oh my gosh, I was really getting worried. Like, it's a lot of effort to get those door prizes, or not door prizes, but stamp door. Well, yeah, it's like a door prize drawing. It's a lot of work to get that done. I didn't want to lose my efforts. Okay, so sorry, I was digging around in my drawer looking for everything. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera around. I was all of a sudden aware of the fact that I hadn't really picked up my workspace as much as I like to. But you guys know. I saw something that said, people who are messy or forgetful are like more intelligent or something. And I thought, well, let me tell you. Carl's birthday date is the 29th, which I think is a Friday. I'm not positive though. So, okay. All right, I'm gonna flip my camera around. So close your eyes while this is all getting straightened out. Oh yeah, that's not so bad. Okay. So, oh, and I've got to grab something, so hold on one second. Okay, so at my downline meeting on Saturday. That's final answer. Saturday. My team surprised me, those little stinkers, and this was all Kelly's doing, by the way. They gave me this card, and you can see it is signed by a whole bunch of people. And it says, honored to be a part of your team, grateful for your friendship, happy anniversary. So it was my 20th anniversary, and actually they were going to give this to me at our downline meeting last month, but we got snowed out. So, but isn't this gorgeous? I just love this card. It is just so Dina. Oh my gosh, it's so wonderful. But then Kelly made me this glass thing. And I held it up in my window, and it was really bright and sunny yesterday, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Let me put this under so you can see it a little bit. So I have a thing for poppies. I really like them. And she made this. It's fused glass. And I told her that we definitely were going to need to go do this sometime together. But it is just gorgeous. This doesn't even do it any kind of justice. It's so pretty. But isn't this beautiful? So this was a gift from my team, and they just really surprised me with this. I just absolutely love and cherish it. And I'm happy to say I got it home safe. So that was good. So I just need to find a way to put it like in my office. So it really is truly, truly stunning. So, and there's that little thingies at the bottom. I just love, 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 love it. So very, very happy. And such a nice gift and a matching wonderful card to go with it. So that was so much fun. And so she did this where she lives, that she lives in Iowa, but in another town. So I'm going to hold on one second. I'm going to set it back so I don't break it. Okay. I also received several cards, and I found a few cards that had kind of like fallen back in my drawer, and I don't think that I've shown them before, so I want to show them today. So if you had sent me this and you were like, well, I guess she only shows some cards, that's not true. I just missed some. Oh, my son is home. That's interesting. Okay, so this first card is from one of my team members, Brooke, and this is one of those little suspension cards, which is so much fun. So she made me this card. I love that. This next card is a thank you card. Isn't this fun?
Hi, Internet.
This is from Kathy. Say hi.
Hi. Did you tell them about the cards?
I did tell them about the cards.
Did you tell them about Ista?
No, I didn't tell them about Ista.
Okay.
Okay. I probably told them a long time ago, sweetie. All right. So this is a card, like I said, from Kathy. So she is on my team, and she sent me this thank you card for a gift that she had gotten from me. So isn't that pretty? It's like patina with the shimmer paint on here. So, so pretty. All right. Then this one, I just had to show you the envelope that it came in because it was so pretty. She glued some of that printed paper. Well, this is actually vellum, but printed paper to the flap of the envelope, which was so pretty. Isn't this so gorgeous? I love this technique, watercoloring. And this is from, ooh, I'm not even sure how you say this. Jeffy Kopp, but I don't, well, anyway. Uncensored stories of your life. I'm apologizing because I'm not sure. I remember you asking for my address too, but I don't think this Jeffy. I don't know if that's right. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry if I'm getting this wrong. But anyway, I absolutely love this card. So thank you so much. If you're on here, will you please tell me? Oh. So, and can I just say, look at this stamp. This is like a really cool stamp. My kids love the dragon, How to Train Your Dragon movies. So I thought that stamp was really cool. Okay, moving on. Next, I've got this super fun card. This is from Joyce. So thank you so much, Joyce. This is Do Small Things with Great Love. Is really cute. I love these flowers. So isn't that sweet? All right, next. this card came, and I love it. Thanks for all you do. This is from Joanne, so thank you so much. It's this is paper that I think was retired last year. I loved that paper. It was really fun. I did a lot of stuff with it. And the thanks is one of my favorites. That's from Friendly Expressions, I think. Here is another beautiful card, and I can't remember if I shared this or not. So this is from Kathy. So thank you so much, Kathy. Of course, I love these butterflies. Someone had asked, one of the requests was to talk about how to get these butterflies to die cut well, and I'll give you a couple tips. First of all, if you are putting them through your Big Shot, make sure the die goes in this way, not this way. That always helps. And I personally run mine back and forth and back again. So that's through 3 times. And I also put wax paper between the die itself and the cardstock. And that really definitely, all of those things combined really have made it just kind of fall out for me. The pieces just fall out. I haven't had any trouble with it. The other thing you could do is add a shim of cardstock, and that might help as well. So either a piece of cardstock or even typing paper, just add a piece of paper on top of the die. So the die is not on the cutting side of the die, but the other side, just so it's a little bit thicker. Now, every Big Shot is a teensy bit different, so that can play into it as well. Okay, now here's a card. This one was for my $1 million in sales, and this is one I think kind of got lost in the shuffle. So Holly had sent me this, and thank you, Holly. I'm sorry if I lost it. I just found a couple of cards that I wasn't sure that I had actually shown before. So thank you very much, Holly. And then here is another beautiful card. This is from and she's on here too. Renee's. Oh, I don't know if I'm saying that wrong. I know she told me about it, how to say it correctly once a long time ago, and now I can't remember. But anyway, look at how pretty this is. Renee's. I can't remember if that's how you say it. Anyway, she's really sweet. Thank you so much. But look at this beautiful card. And she Stella this baby right on up. So that is beautiful. I love it. All right, here's another beautiful card. This one is from Anne, and she just sent a thank you card. I think this was because she'd gotten she'd earned some gifts for being in my downline. She's really sweet. Thank you so much. You do a great job and do a lot for your downline. You really do put the fun in stamping. Well, that's nice. I like it. It was really cute. So thank you so much to you, Anne. This is a pretty one. This card came from, I love all these little notes, from Barbara. Oh, Barbara. Yes. So this is so cute. This is the Incredible Like You. And then she used the beautiful little, country floral embossing folder, and she spritzed this baby up with some shimmer paint. So I love it. Then this card came all the way from Germany. This is from Barbara. Barbara lives in Germany. She sent a wonderful little card. She's from the U.S., but she is living in Germany, and I actually have met her. She was home visiting, I want to say last summer, and she's in my Facebook class, but she sent this beautiful card using my favorite stamp set, the Artistic Impressions. So really cute. And then this is a card. I'm giggling only because this was one that had fallen back in my drawer. And this is from Carmen. And I know I've mentioned Carmen before. I absolutely love my Carmen dearly. She is the sweetest ever. And I have to tell you just a really quick story about Carmen. She, bless her ever-loving heart, she's on my team. And I've known Carmen, I would have to say at least 15 years. I'm not sure exactly how long, but when I first met her, she said she said that I was going to be her New Year's resolution because she wanted to do more fun things. And so stamping was fun. So I was fun. Well, of course, obviously, but anyway, so I was so excited to meet Carmen, and and she was at a workshop that a friend of a friend had. Anyway, I just adore Carmen dearly, dearly, dearly. So like I said, she's on our team. Well, I had given my team a challenge to do a Facebook Live to introduce themselves. So all they had to do was talk about themselves, give us a little information, like what do you love us about Stampin'? How long have you been a demonstrator? That kind of thing, nothing. Oh, and a fun fact, which by the way, you will not believe the fun facts you get. It's really funny. But she didn't know how to do a Facebook Live. So we made her do it. Talk about peer pressure. We made her do it on Saturday at our meeting. She did such a good job. And it was really funny because I always tease her that it's the quiet ones you got to watch out for. She was a Catholic school 3rd grade teacher for, I think she said 39 years. And she was amazing, amazing, amazing. She's retired now, but she did that Facebook Live and she didn't stop. She kept talking. It was great. I loved it. Okay, so I've got some prizes to give away. I've got the piece of cake stamp set, and I believe that punch is coming back this week, if not today. I didn't check the website before I went live quick to see what the status was, but I believe it was scheduled to come back today or this week sometime. So I'm very excited about that. So I have 2 winners of the piece of cake stamp set. The first one is Tisha Dorton. So congratulations. I'm trying to remember if I've seen you on here yet. I can't remember. So Tisha won, as well as Deb Glab. So congratulations to both of you. Now remember, in order to claim your prize, you need to send me your mailing address, even though you might think I have it, to my email, drico@yahoo.com, so that I can mail your stamp set out to you. Oh, there you are. Awesome. So thank you, Tisha. So congratulations, Tisha and Deb Glab. You get to get these stamp sets mailed out to you. So make sure you email me. You've got 2 weeks to do it. So Tisha, I know you're going to be on it because you're already here. And Deb, you usually watch too. So get on it, ladies. Some of my stamp sets do not get claimed, so I would hate for you to lose a set. Also, I want to tell you, if you had ordered if you'd ordered and gotten one of my mono erasers for free, they arrived today, finally. So these will get put in the mail to you shortly if you were waiting on one. Okay, next up. So I've shown my cards. It's time to stamp. I've told my stories. I've shared my cards. All right. What do we have to stamp today? I know we've got stuff because I was busy putting cards together for us last week. Okay. Well, here's a good example of what happens when you, anyway. Okay, well, actually, the first thing I want to show you is, I did, in fact, hold on, the cards are right behind me. I'll grab them. I did my Simple to Stunning series yesterday, and these are the cards. So from Simple to Stunning. And you can watch the video for all of these. It's on my blog, but I had these leftover punched flowers, which I thought were super cute. So I thought we would make a really easy card with them. Just because they were sitting on my desk when I was cleaning up. And I thought, well, of course we should stamp with those. So I'm just going to make, like I said, a really simple card. And so I'm going to take that same stamp. And I'm going to take those same colors. I've got, so I don't know about you guys, but I have little scraps and pieces and leftover parts that are always sitting on my desk. For instance, I don't know why, but there is a pink dog on my stamp set or on my desk. So I have to figure out something to do with that. But I always have these little pieces laying around, and sometimes I want to just put those pieces together into something, right? So this is just a quick card to throw together based on, like I said, those pieces that are just sitting here. So I've got Melon, Mambo, Poppy Parade, and Mango Melody. So those are my colors here, and I'm just going to take and stamp one of each of these down onto my card. So I'm going to just put them on here like this. We'll clean in between just because we're kind of awesome like that. So this is the Pop of Petals stamp set. And I'm going to do one in Poppy Parade. And by the way, a reddish color and a pinkish color are probably colors I would almost never put together, but it totally works. Okay, so then I've got Mango Melody. So I've stamped all of those on here. And then what I'm going to do is position each one over the top, because that's really easy to do. But to do that, or before I do that, I want to add a little bit of greenery to this because I think that'll make it even better. So I'm just going to take some Lemon Lime Twist and stamp. Now, because we're going to cover this, I can totally do this. So I'm just going to put a leaf on each of these like so. And you can see I'm overlapping, but it's okay because we're covering that up. So it's all good. All right. And then I'll take each one of these and just curve the petals a little to add some dimension because you know that's totally my thing. All right. Okay. Gonna just take and stick those down like so on here. Yeah, I got the glue dot. Sometimes I don't have the glue dot in there, which is kind of funny. Okay, so there we go. And then we'll add a fun little sentiment. Oh, well, this seems only appropriate. You make me smile. And I'm going to do that in, well, I guess I'll do it in black. You Make Me Smile is from the Colorful Seasons stamp set. It is so bright and springy, isn't it? I love it. It is. So, oh, the other thing I have to tell you. So Saturday night when I was driving home, it was snowing just a little, like a little bit of flurries in the air. And I was like, you've got to be kidding. I mean, that's just not even funny. Snow at this point in time. That's wrong. So anyway, I woke up the next morning and there was like full on snow on the ground. It was crazy, but it pretty much all melted yesterday. So that was good. Okay. So I think I'm going to put one of these there and one of these here and one of these over here. So there you go. Just a really simple, but I think super cute card. So that's really easy, right? Oh, Marianne, it's snowing right now in Ohio. It'll be gone tomorrow. Don't you worry. So this, like I said, it's so easy. Nothing fancy at all about that. But I just thought it was cute. And it used up the little pieces that were sitting on my desk. So that's good. All right. Woo! Oh, look at this. Thank heavens that was protected. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that was fun. That was a swap card from my downline meeting. That's one of my favorite things is we do swap every month. Okay, so there is that card. Let's put that away. All right, now my next card is fun. This is featuring the Geared Up Garage stamp set and coordinating framelits. This is really fun. So I just had an online class for this come out last week, and I was making a card kind of to show that off. So I have taken the Geared Up Garage printed paper. There's all kinds of really fun prints in that pack of printed paper. I just love it. So I've taken and cut this piece, which is 4 1/8 by 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So pretty. I just love this. Isn't that nice? And then, and if you haven't gotten the class and would like it, I have in the description of this video right now, I already have the link in there. How's that for thinking ahead? Pretty good for me. Okay, now I've also cut one of the other patterns in this paper, and it's just kind of a distressed looking gray, and I'm going to adhere it to a piece of navy blue, and I think this is 2 by 3 inches. I'm not 100% sure, but all of that will be posted on my blog for you, and I'll try and get that up in the description of my video too. Sometimes I forget, so please forgive me, but it does go on my blog, so. And I've been better at getting that on my blog. Okay. I'm not 100% sure that this piece is supposed to be on here, though. But maybe it is. Don't you like how I'm not positive about my own card? Well, maybe it's like this. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. Okay, so one of the things I love about this stamp set is there's a bunch of gear dies that come in with it. And you can see they both cut and emboss, so they're really fun. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere these to my card in such a way as to kind of sit in the background like this. So I want them to be able to show. So I'll scooch that over and maybe I'll flip that around so I see a little more of it. And that looks pretty good. So because I'm sort of trying to get this in exactly the right spot, I don't need it to be adhered down in tons and tons of places, but that looks good. And then this will go right here. So I want to make sure this kind of is sticking out of the bottom in the right spot. Like so. Okay. There we go. So there is my background. I'm going to pop this layer up. And I'm going to take and stamp and color in the car from this set. Now the paper matches with, there's like red, yellow, orange, and a greenish color, Tranquil Tide. But there's also all this gray paper. And I love that because just about anything will go with this. So I've, like before, I've done the grays with Mary Merlot. Now I'm doing with Night of Navy. And what I'm trying to do is show you there's some really awesome colors that you can use to coordinate with this stamp set. Okay, so I've got this on here. So we're going to color our car to obviously coordinate with this. So I'm going to pull out my Balmy Blue and Night of Navy blends along with my Smoky Slate. Okay. So I've stamped this already. See, I had this all ready for last week. I stamped this already and I'm going to give it a color. So to do that, I'm going to start with the dark color, and Night of Navy is really dark. So I'm going to be a little light with it, meaning I don't want to get it too crazy dark. But I'm just going to color on some of these areas where they've done some of the shading for me. So you can see along the side of this car. And it was really funny when I was shooting my video for this online class, I was sort of showing my true girly colors because I didn't know what some of the things were. I actually have since learned a few of the terms, but I just thought that was funny and that you might get a good laugh out of this. Oh, yes, Joyce, that is very true. Actually, one of my downline lives in Nebraska and they were evacuated from their house last week. And I felt so horrible. That was a really bad situation. Okay, now I'm going over the top with my light Night of Navy marker. But before I do that, I actually want to add some highlights with my Balmy Blue. So kind of right here, I'm going to go over things along here and on this wheel well. And then just here and maybe here where it might be a little lighter. And then we'll go with the light Night of Navy. So we've kind of got 4 shades of colors here. Yeah, so one of my downline was evacuated from her house, and they came home to, I think they pretty much lost everything. She was really sad. She lost a bunch of her scrapbooking stuff, but luckily her scrapbook, I think of her, I'm not sure of who it was for, that survived, so that was good. And then I think they just lost, you know, their basement stuff, but all the work that goes into cleaning all that up. And she said they were just so grateful it didn't get to their main level, which I can imagine, but what a mess. And I know there's a lot of problems, and I think there's more coming as all this stuff melts. So my heart goes out to her. Okay, so there we go. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to take my lightest marker and color in the shading on the windows, just the shading. And I also think that my mirror is too light, so I'm going to add a little more color to the mirror. And then I'm going to blend it with my lighter. Okay, that looks pretty good. Then I will take my, let's see, this is light smoky slate. And I'm going to go over, let's see, actually I'm just going to go over the lights here with my light smoky slate. And then the rest I'm going to do in my dark smoky slate. So I've got my tires and everything. Okay, so there we go. There's the coloring for this car. Gosh, bad job, Dina. Got a couple spots I need to like touch up. Okay, so there we go. Now what I'm going to do is die cut this out. Oh, look at that. That was amazing. I did such a good job die cutting this. I had it ready. Secret. I think that was not exactly a secret, right? Okay. I am going to take, however, and pop this up on my card, as you know I must. I always loved when, like, Martha Stewart would, you know, have her completed project that she could just pull out. And how cool that seemed. And now I can do that. Okay, so I've got that, which looks fantastic. And now I'm going to take and stamp my sentiment. All right, so I'm going to take my stamp set and pull out You're a Classic. And I really like this because it can really kind of go for so many different things. There's a lot of options for this, which is really awesome. Okay, but I think I grabbed too skinny a strip. There we go. Now I'm going to stamp this in Night of Navy. And I'm going to stamp it a little better in Night of Navy. There we go. And I'll take my triple banner. And just punch the end of this and snip the other end off. It seems weird to see me doing the gray and blue because I always do such bright colors. That's true. I know, but I know not everybody likes just bright colors all the time. So I like to change things up a little. It is true though. But I do like to use a variety of colors and things. Okay. So there is my card. And here's what I love about this is this could be for just about any occasion, whether it is somebody who's got their license, whether it is a thank you, a birthday, an anniversary, a retirement. I think this works for any occasion. So this is a really great card, I think. And it's a masculine card, which is something I always get requests for. So there you go. All right, our next card, we had a request for a sympathy card, and I will tell you that this was a card I had prepped when we still had this set of dies in stock, so my apologies, because that's sort of what happens. But we're going to use the Lasting Lily stamp set, which is one of my favorites. It's such a pretty stamp set. And let me just grab my stuff. So the dies for the Lasting Lily have sold out. And while I know it's really frustrating that these items have sold out, they are definitely while supplies last. I will tell you that the stamp set that coordinates with them is going to last. So make sure you get that stamp set. That is the More Than Words stamp set. I love it. I've used it quite a bit. In fact, I think I have it sitting right here. Hold on. It is on while supplies last. Yeah. And it coordinates with a bunch of stuff, but this wishes, and then you can put birthday, Christmas, and Easter with it is amazing. And it is all geared to go with some of the other celebration items we've had, but it's a lot of fun, and I definitely recommend it. And yeah, Kathy, you're right. The lilies are pretty easy to fussy cut. They came with these little labels, which were nice, but the fussy cutting on them is not so bad. Having said that, though, I do have die cut lilies for you, but like I said, this was from last Wednesday when you could still get them. They did sell out really well, which is it's a good thing. We talked a lot about that at my downline meeting, and I will say the good news is that this is a brand new promotion that Stampin' Up! Has never done anything like this before, and it went over well, so that is good. All right, now the adulting sentiment is awesome. I agree. I like that one too. Okay, so for my card, I'm going to combine probably my favorite celebration item this year, which is that botanical butterfly printed paper. I've been using this so much, and mostly for the black side of things. There's a colored side on one side and then a black and white pattern on the other side of this pack of printed paper, and I've been using this a ton. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but it's my favorite and it's still available. So I definitely recommend this paper, and if you already have a pack, I'd get another. It's awesome. So I'm going to take and adhere a strip of this to my white cardstock. And wait, I don't want to do that quite yet. Hold on. I also want to take a piece of powder pink ribbon, and I'm going to glue dot this to my printed paper. Don't you hate when you get ahead of yourself? See, I just talk, and then I don't pay attention to what I'm actually doing. Okay, it really helps when you put the glue dot on the right side, though. Just saying. Okay, so I want just a little edge of this pretty ribbon to show. So I've got this on here, and I'll snip this off at the bottom and then put another glue dot. I do have some glue on here, but this glue dot will kind of keep things in its place, and then the glue itself will hold the rest, I think, where I want it. Oh, and darn it all if I'm not having some issues. I hope it makes you feel better to see me struggle sometimes. Okay, so I've got this on here. And I'll just trim that little bit of excess off up there. So isn't that pretty? Just that little ruffled edge that we're going to put back in its place. All right. Now I'm going to actually adhere this to my card base, or my white panel, which is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. All right, and I cut this a little long, so we'll snip that off. Okay, so there we go. So pretty, isn't it? Okay, now that I've got that, what I want to do is my card is going to go together like this just to give you an idea, but I want to do a little bit of stamping on here. So I've got my lily set, and the lasting lily is the level 2 choice. You need $100 purchase to get this set. It's just so beautiful though. I love this. And there's lots of great sympathy type sentiments in here, which are really wonderful. I also have an online class for that coming up later this month too, by the way. All right, so I'm going to stamp my lily in some powder pink ink. Okay, now I want to give you a couple tips for using this lily that are important. If you are struggling to get a good impression of this, what you need to do, and let's see, I did have this kind of sitting on my table since last week, so I want to check and make sure it's not full of schmutz. Okay, so this is an okay image. You can see the detail in here. You can see the little stamen thing and the little curve of the line. If you can't see that though, and this goes for any of our distinctive stamps, which is what this is, you're going to want to take, I have a spoon, a plastic spoon. I broke it, but it still works. And rub that ink into the surface of your ink pad. Now you're not ruining your ink pad, you're not losing the ink, but when your ink is closed and sitting on the shelf, it's upside down. So all of the ink pools to the surface of your ink pad. And this allows you to work that ink into the pad so it's not overly wet and saturated, and so it won't kind of fill in that image. Now I just cleaned it off and then I sort of wiped it off because my chamois is a little bit on the moist side. You're welcome for that, by the way. Okay, so I've inked it up and I've stamped it down, and I feel like I even got a little bit better image that time between cleaning the stamp, because like I said, it had been sitting on my desk mounted all week, exposed to dust and whatnot. And then also I kind of rubbed that ink back into the ink pad. So that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is stamp that once right there. And then I'm going to take the smaller one. Just to be careful, I'm going to clean it off quick and ink this and have it kind of sticking out this way. And then we also have some beautiful stems. Now here is a tip for you, and I think this was actually because I had someone request this for last week. They had asked about struggling to get the framelits to line up. So here's a really good tip for you, and this works for any set of framelits. So when you've got your stem and you just stick it on your block, it might not line up with the framelit. Now here's how you figure that out. Take your framelit and line it up with the image. And do you see how that is not lined up at all with the framelit? It's kind of at the wrong angle. So what I do is I set the framelit in there and then adjust the stamp until it is in the framelit. And I guess you can kind of hold this in the air. Okay, and now I'm moving the stamped image to make sure it fits within that framelit, and then I'm sticking it on the block, and you can see I'm ensuring that, yep, it fits everything looks good, it fits perfect. Oh, so that is really awesome. Okay, and then you can ink this up, and this is the one for this one. And I did the same thing with this one. And there is the stem for that, okay? But I really wanted my card to be kind of special and pretty. So what I did is I die cut myself another lily, and I'm going to pop this up. On here. Like so. And then I've got another one of these lilies, and I'm going to pop this one up on here, kind of overlapping a little bit. Also, I just used up a sheet of Framelit, or a sheet of dimensionals, which always makes me happy. Okay, well, let's see. I also cut myself a leafy stem, so we'll use these edge pieces for that a little bit here. The green I'm using is Pear Pizzazz. Yeah, I thought you guys might like that tip, huh? And that goes for a variety of different framelits if you're having trouble lining them up. Okay, so I'm going to also add my stems. Now in this case, I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive right here. Bye, love you too. That was my other child who apparently came home and is now leaving again. Okay, so we'll put that right there and this right here. These are not glass blocks, they are acrylic blocks. I think glass would be a bad idea because they would probably break. I know I drop things constantly. Okay, so I've got, oops, I didn't want that. I wanted this. So I've kind of got this arranged like so. Okay. So then you can see they're all kind of on here, and we're going to trim these off at the bottom. All right. Okay. Next, I'm going to take and adhere them to my black panel. Okay, and then I've got my sentiment that I'm going to stamp on here, which, here we go. I don't know if that'll even fit, but we'll try it. Let's see, we're going to use black. Yep, everything that I'm using you can get from my website, which is linked at the top of the page here. Our thoughts are with you. Okay, and we're going to add a little dimensional here. Like so. And then we'll add it to our card like that. So I think this is so pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? I suppose we could put it on the actual card itself though. And like I said, I've got an online class for this coming out at the end of this month, which is going to be pretty awesome. Okay, so there you go. Isn't that pretty? Okay. All right, next up. Next up. I've got a fun card. This one's really pretty. This is a card I actually made a long time ago. I keep meaning to make it in a Facebook Live, but I haven't. So here's the card. I'll show it to you. But it's got a lot of little fun tips and tricks to it. So I want to show you, take you through my process. Oh, by the way, there's also an innie, like an inside stamp that you can use on that. There's several of them, but that's not actually the one that coordinates with the stamps or the sentiment I use, so I'm not going to stamp it. But there's an inside message for the inside of my card that I could use as well. Okay, so back to my current card. We're going to use the Framelits that coordinate with the Abstract Impressions stamp set, which you might know is my favorite. And actually I need my stamp set, so let me grab it. So there's a little set of Framelits that you can get that goes with this one. It is it's got the little flower, kind of the corner flower thing, and then a big butterfly, which I like. The stamp set also has some really nice sentiments in here. And one of them is if flowers were hugs, I'd send you 1,000. So I like that. We're just going to use the hugs though. Okay, so I'll stick this on my block. And what I'm going to do is kind of build up my card. It's real easy. First of all, I've taken some of that Garden Impressions printed paper. I've got this beautiful blue background, and I'm just going to layer it on a piece of blue. I like doing that because I think it really sets the paper off when you line it, you know. And then the other thing is we're going to pop this up, and I think it makes it just a little bit hardier, so to speak. Okay. Don't worry if you're late. We're just glad you're here, ladies. Come on in. Okay, so we've got that adhered. So pretty. Then what I'm going to do is I wanted to use this, but when I put it on here like that, while this is really pretty, it certainly isn't going to go with this also. But when I tucked it behind here and just had a little bit peeking out from the side, I loved the look of this. Isn't that awesome? So what I am going to do is take and adhere this to my card, and then I'm going to pop this panel up on top of it so there's a little bit of a gap. And this is so pretty. I mean, even right here, this is just a gorgeous card. But like I said, we're just kind of giving us a little sneak of this. And I'm so glad that it's spring because it is so time to use this set of dies again. I'm very excited about it. But my little trick for adhering any of these more complicated pieces is to use my silicone mat and my liquid glue. So I've got this. You can see it's been well loved. I'm just going to sort of dab the glue to get it so it's not all juicy and clumpy. Just kind of get it a little bit better. I'm going to place this on my silicone mat, and the key is to make sure it doesn't move around. I'm just sponging that glue right on. Okay. And the reason we don't want it to move is so that it won't get to the front side of the die. Okay. Right now I think we're in good shape. I'll get this out of the way, set it over here. And then, like I said, I'm just going to place it in the corner of my card like so. And look at that. No adhesive on the back side. Okay, now I've got this panel that I want to pop up. So I'll put those dimensionals on the back. Oh, goodness, I need to rest my voice, and my helper's coming tonight. Yikes. Maybe we'll play the talking game. That's the game I used to play when my kids were really little. Yes, it is So Saffron Cardstock Joyce. The talking game was so that, oh, no, my nail. No, bad things are happening. Dang it. I don't like this. I don't know what I did to my nail, but I broke it. And I also broke a chunk off of this one. So, and my manicure is not old enough for this. Oh, but you know what? Somewhere, at least I used to have Band-Aids. I wish I could like fast fuse this thing to get back together. Okay, so yeah, we called it the talking game, which was whoever could go the longest without talking won. I will say my kids rarely ever won that game. But you know that age when they just start asking like a billion questions? That's when we played it the most. Or in the car. All right, so there we go. I've placed that on top, so just a little peek of it is showing. All right, then I've got my beautiful butterfly die cut, and I also have a strip of cardstock. Now what I'm going to do with this is the faux suede technique, which you probably have seen me do before. Ooh, but the real question is, what happened to my bone folder? I need my bone folder. Oh, here it is. I was going to say, I was pretty sure I'd pulled it out so that I could use this. Yeah, the quiet game. Oh my gosh. I just remember one time we were driving from, my mother-in-law used to live in New York City, and we were driving from New York City to Virginia, and getting out of the city on a Saturday morning was no easy feat. And the lineup to the bridge was crazy. And my daughter, who was probably 3 or so at the time, was talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. Nope, Deb, this is so saffron. Anyway, she would not stop talking. I thought I was going to go crazy. Anyway, so we played the talking game, but it did not last all that long. Now, I meant to do this before I started the faux suede technique, which is just punch the end. So I've got my little strip here. This is about 3/4 of an inch. And then you can see I did the faux suede technique. And then I should have done both ends. Whoops. It punches a little better full. But, ooh, we got it. That's good. Okay. So you can see I'm folding this over. So now I've got both the cardstock side and the faux suede side showing. So, and Melina, this goes with the stamp set abstract impressions. All right, so I've got that on here, and I'm just going to adhere this down a little bit. I'll put just a little glue in between my layers so that they lay nicely, and a little bit more glue so I can put this down on my card like so. And I kind of want this to be around the place where the body of my butterfly will be, right here. So it's sort of hidden and looks nicely underneath there. Okay, so speaking of, we're going to put that on like so. Okay, I'm just pressing to make sure this gets in here. That's funny, Melina. My husband, he doesn't talk enough. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm also going to take a 1-inch circle punch and punch that out of my scrap of So Saffron. I'm going to do the same thing with that faux suede technique. Now, don't forget to share my video. Sharing is caring. That really helps me when you share it. And of course, that's how you get entered into the drawing for free stamps too. Okay, so now I've got this circle, and I'm going to kind of just squish it so it gets a little ruffled. Do you see? I sacrificed my thumb for you people, which I want to save this piece so I can save my nail, but I'm thinking it's a little late for that. Okay, so I just am kind of squishing this in so that my circle is a little bit ruffled. Okay, and a little smaller than that inch. So I really got to kind of skamoosh it in. That would be the official term, skamooshing it. And you are welcome for that. Okay. Now I'll take a bit of glue and put that right here in the middle to kind of put my skamooshed circle down. I just wanted to get it so it's got a little bit of dimension to it. You know, it's not completely flat. Okay, Then I'm taking, we have these beautiful flowers. They come in 3 colors. So I'm going to take one of the yellow ones. And this is all in the suite of products that go here. And I'm going to place that right there in the center with a glue dot. Now, this is one of those cards that if you're going to mail it to somebody, you're going to definitely have to pay extra postage because this is not exactly flat. You can see there's a lot of thickness to that, but it's so gorgeous. This is definitely for somebody special. Okay, now we're not quite done yet. The next thing that you're going to do is we're going to take, and I've got a little skinny strip of cardstock and then that sentiment I pulled out. So I've got the hugs, and I just want the hugs, not the comma or the rest of the words. So I'm going to use a little bit of Post-it work here to get that done. So I'm going to snip this off, and I've got that over my hugs. And then let's see. Well, that's not working exactly the way I wanted, but whatever. Okay. I'm putting that there. And this there. Okay. So I've kind of surrounded the word. And now I'm going to ink this up with my Night of Navy ink pad, which is right here. Okay, now some of you are probably sitting there going, well, why don't you just use your marker? I'm a firm believer that your ink pad inks so much better than your marker. It's just my opinion. Okay, so I've got just the word hugs on here, and now I'm going to stamp it on this skinny little strip of paper, which is not big enough. So I'll get a little bigger piece. Okay, so there we go. Hugs. Isn't that cute? Okay, I'm going to take and just punch that. Actually, I want to punch it just a little bit more like that. And then I'm going to trim this a little tighter to the word hugs. Okay, I think we've got it. So that looks so sweet. Okay. Ooh, Amy, I'm glad you asked about card challenges. I'm going to have a card challenge on my Stamping with the Creativity Cave page, actually. I can't remember if I might have posted it before I went live, but it might be coming later. I can't remember. I think I have it. It's scheduled to come out today. So, but check that out. And there's prizes. So, all right. So there we go. Hugs. Isn't that cute? Now, when I made this card, we didn't have this wonderful, glorious, magical stuff called Shimmer paint in the catalog, but we've got it now. So I'm going to shake this up and put some on. Now, Shimmer paint comes in this little bottle right here, and there's a little ball bearing in there, so shake it up. And then I put some, I put about the size of a pea's worth in my little Stampin' Spritzer, and then I filled it with 70% rubbing alcohol. Now I'm just mixing it up right now, and then I'm going to spritz some right on here, okay? I'm going to hold it about 12 to 15 inches away, and we're going to spritz right on there. Now the reason I use rubbing alcohol is because it dries really quickly. But now the whole thing shimmers, which is pretty awesome. Isn't that awesome? So to make this, again, you put about the size of a pea worth of paint, this paint in here, just dip it in, and then you fill the rest of it up, leave a little room for the nozzle to get in here with rubbing alcohol, and then there you have it. It will instantly shimmer up whatever you want. That's my favorite way to use it. Now you can also sponge this on and do different things. Somebody had asked me earlier today, if you put it on an embossing folder and then run it through, and I would not do that because this is kind of like acrylic paint. I don't know really what it is, but that's what it reminds me of, and it will dry on whatever. And I know that because I have it dried on a few things of my own. It comes off, but I wouldn't want to get it in the crevices of an embossing folder because I think that would not be a good thing. So there we go. We could also shimmer up that lily too. That would be kind of pretty also. But there you go. That is my shimmer paint. Okay, now I've got one more card for us today, and that is using the Birthday Cheer bundle. Now, I do believe this is one of those sets that is going to not carry over, and the framelits are not likely to make it through the rest of the catalog. So if you like this, which I really do, you should definitely get in on this soon. I think this is a fantastic set, and I was a little disappointed that it's not carrying over because I do really like it. But we're going to make a really fun card with it today. So I've taken, and we're going to do kind of a cool technique on here. I have taken and die cut the edgelet for these presents with a sheet of Whisper White cardstock. And I'll just kind of trim that off like so. Okay, so there's my die cut. Really cute. Then I've also taken and embossed it in about the same place, give or take. So it's close. Like so. Okay, now you might be thinking, why on earth did you emboss this? Well, let me tell you, there's a fabulous reason for it. So this is really cute, right? And if you wanted, you could die cut this in a bunch of different colors. Then you could save all those little teeny tiny pieces, and then you could paper piece those teeny little pieces back into this framelit. But that is pretty complicated and very time consuming and a little mind numbing. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to use the embossed image that I've embossed on here with my embossing mats and color them in with my Stampin' Blends. Okay, so I'm going to grab my blends quick. I'm going to use Bermuda Bay. I'm going to use Highland Heather. I'm going to use Lovely Lipstick and Granny Apple Green. So I've got 4 bright, happy colors, and I'm going to take and color these in. Now, if you haven't done this yet, or I'm sorry, if you haven't used Stampin' Blends yet, you got to get on the bandwagon. It's pretty awesome. Sorry, I had to take a drink. Okay. It could be Diet Coke. It could be a Diet Rum and Coke. I'll never say. Okay, it's Diet Coke. All right, so I've got my 5 different presents here. And what I want to do is color the different parts and pieces different colors. So pretty much you want to look at this as your guide. So wherever there's an opening is a place where you can color. So obviously I can't color the bow, but I can color the little loop under the bow. Does that make sense? I think that's a teeny bit counterintuitive because we think, oh, well, we'll color the bow, but that's not going to show up. All right, but the little loop under the bow is going to show up. So I'll color that in green, and then I'm going to color these little sections. And the beauty of this is if you're messy, like if you go outside the lines, that die cut image is going to cover up the mess. So that's kind of the genius behind this. All right, I actually meant to start with my darker color, but that's okay. So I'm going to do the dark color here and then blend my lighter color over the top. There we go. And then on here, I'll just do kind of some dark circles. That sounded funny. I'll do one more. And then light circles. And what I'm getting is a wonderful gradation of color. Now this is going to look like a mess at first, but don't worry. It'll be beautiful by the time I'm done. Oh, and then let's see. Is this dark? Yeah. So dark, dark, dark. Then on this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going to do any green on that one. Okay, so bear with me. This will take just a minute to color up, but it's so awesome. So you can see I start with the dark and then kind of blend in the lighter colors. Then on this one, I'm going to do my dark Bermuda Bay, dark Bermuda Bay, dark Bermuda Bay, and then my light over the top. And again, I can see what a mess this is, but I'm going to cover it with that die cut so it'll look perfect when I'm done, which is awesome. Okay, oops, I guess I have more to do. So there's that one and that one. And then I'm going to do a bunch of dots. And I just dropped my marker. Darn it. This is one of those stamp sets that has kind of just, I really have enjoyed playing with it, but I feel like I haven't done enough with it yet. So I hope if you like it, you'll get in on it while you can, because it's a really great set. And I'll be showcasing some more things with it, but again, this is while supplies last, and well, you know that sometimes only can mean days or hours. So I hate for you to miss out on it. Oh, I've got one more. Okay, we're getting there, guys. All right. So pretty, 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 pretty. And then we'll do our light. I'm telling y'all, I could color all day. Okay, do the sentiments fit in the set with the marquee from the Broadway birthday? That's a good question, and I'm pretty sure the answer to that is yes. Because that marquee is actually pretty big. Okay, so we'll finish this up with our dark color here. And I think that's the only loops that you see there. We'll do some green loops here. And we'll do purple loops. Oh. And Bermuda loops up here. Okay, let me finish my blending. We're almost there, you guys. My gosh, it's taken a little time, but oh, it's so much easier than piecing these, first of all. I promise you that one. And then also, it's just bright, fun, happy colors. And this is a really good activity for like in front of the TV if you watch those reality shows or that kind of a thing. Okay, now are you ready? Dun, 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 dun. It's so pretty. Look at that. Okay, so we're going to glue this on. And to do that, I will take my little trick with my silicone mat. Now, here's the deal with the silicone mat. You can see this is our glue from before. And there is something so satisfying about rolling up this little goober and then tossing it in the garbage. So I really like doing that, and it is a great way to get adhesive on these real delicate die cuts. So I'm just looking for my glue. Here we go. And there we go. Get some glue, and now the million-dollar question is, where is my sponge? Because I do have quite a little mess going here, as you might imagine. And the worst part is my sponge is probably stuck to something. I always check my elbows. Nope. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of smooth that out. And then we'll get some on the front. Pick that up. Then we're just going to place it right over the top. And then everything looks so pretty. Look at that, you guys. Isn't that awesome? Okay, now to finish this up, I'm going to take and trim. So it's nice and even now, okay? All right. And then I'm going to get rid of that. Isn't this cute? Okay, so I've got this layered up here. I'm going to take one of my sentiments. That will fit there. Will this fit better? Yeah, that fits a little better. Okay. So let me grab a block. And what I want to do with this is I want to ink it up in a couple of colors. Ooh, so actually to do that, you know what we're going to do? We're going to use our Stamparatus, because this is going to work awesome. Okay. So I'm going to take and put this, let's see, I want to put this like this and like this. And I want to set that right there. And I'm going to get a magnet to hold this in place. All right. So we've got it in. Ooh, and actually I don't need this foam pad because this is a rubber stamp, so there's already foam on there. So we've got it right up in the corner. Boom, like so. Okay, so what I want to do on this is ink just the word spectacular. And to do that, I'm actually going to use my Post-its again. And honestly, the reason I do this is because it's just easy. So to get this kind of lined up the way I want, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to kind of rip this like that. And then put that in there like that. And then that, okay? So I realize that is kind of a lot of work to go through, but believe me when I tell you it's going to be worth it because it's going to look awesome. And it's just easy, and this is a way to get a really good impression. Okay, so I want the word spectacular to be lovely lipstick. So we'll ink that up, remove all these Post-its. That's a very important step. Don't forget that one. And then we're going to stamp it down. Voila, that looks pretty good. Then what I'm going to do is take and clean my stamp. And to do that, I've actually taken and cut one of my chamois in half. That just makes it a little easier to clean when it's on my Stamparatus. Okay, so I've got that clean. Now I'm going to ink up Time Fora, and I'm going to do that in Granny Apple Green. I'm trying to ink this up just with my Granny Apple Green ink pad, but I can tell you already it's not working. So what I'm going to do is clean that again and then do what I should have done in the beginning, which is use a Post-it. Okay. So I'm putting a Post-it around everything except Time for ink it up, remove the Post-its. Again, I can't stress enough what an important step that is. We'll stamp that down, boom, like so. Clean it once more. This is a labor of love, isn't it, this card? But it's going to be really awesome. So now we've got Celebration, all that's left. So again, I'll pull out my Post-its. It's not too bad to do it this way. So I'm just making sure that whole T is going to be visible. And then I'm just kind of getting rid of the rest. So it just takes a few. And then this one we're going to do in Highland Heather. All right, so inking it up. Ooh! And boom, pulled all those off. And now, look at how wonderful that is. It's all perfect. So it did take a little effort to get it done like that, but I love the look. What happened? Why is my magnet coming off here? Whew, okay. So we'll take this out. That is one of those things where the Stamparatus really shines because I think that looks pretty awesome. Okay, next what we'll do is we'll adhere it to our card like so. And then I've got a Bermuda Bay card base. That we're going to pop up and add a little ribbon to. Ooh, here's the end of a roll. Oh, I am missing the corner of my nail already. I can tell you that right now. Ugh. Okay, so I heard someone say they screwed one of their tips up with your blend. Is that what you mean, your Stampin' Blend? I think that looks all right, doesn't it? What I would say is just use the other end. So our blends, you can't get refillable or you can't get new tips for them, but the markers are priced so that they're not so expensive that you can't replace it. But I would say in the meantime, just use the other end. I actually don't like the brush end, and I can tell you exactly how that happened. You, when you put the cap back on, you jammed it in there, you know, not necessarily intentionally, but you jammed it in there and that's what happened. I've done that to a couple of mine, but I find actually that I'm using that smaller nib more because I can really blend with it easier. Okay, so I'll take this whole thing and pop it up because, you know, it makes me, look, we finished another sheet of thingies. That's awesome. All right, look, I'm trying to use up, I pulled all of the, like, mostly empty sheets out of my little travel kit. This is leftover from my downline meeting, so it's so satisfying to use up these pieces. We'll throw one in the middle, too. Oh, it was the aqua painter and not the blend. And you know what? That's the same thing. You just put the cap on and it bent some of those hairs back. So in that case, if they're really getting in the way, then what I would do is just snip off those particular bristles. I actually will kind of give mine a haircut from time to time. So there you go. Okay, so there you go. There is my last card. So let me show you all of them. I've got a couple of things to tell you, special upcoming events. One event that I'm really excited about is my celebration, like my celebration. So that is going to be an event I have coming up all next week. It is $5 to attend, and I will be giving away a couple $100 in prizes. I will have contests, card contests, at least one, and let's be honest, probably more than one Facebook Live. I will also have a ton of samples posted for all of the celebration products, the ones that are available and the ones that have sold out. So I know some of you have things that, you know, you could get at the beginning but are sold out now. So I will have samples for everything posted, tons of samples, probably at least 50. I bet it's even more than that, to be honest. Anyway, there's going to be a ton of stuff on there. And I also will have some ordering specials. So if you get registered, your $5 will be refunded to you when you have to use the host code that's in the celebration. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I've got lots of fun things planned. I was working on it today. I've got the group all set up and there's cute little graphics. So there's a link to register up here in the description of this video that you're watching right now. And it has that in there. It is also free for people on my team. So if you're in my team, I posted about that in our team Facebook page today. And I saw some of you have already registered. So that's awesome. But you can get involved. It will be a lot of fun. We're going to have a jammy party too. So I'm excited. There's going to be fun and games and lots of good stuff. You will not be disappointed. And as long as you order, it'll be free. And if you are, like, I know a lot of you are demonstrators, it's only $5 and it's worth every cent and then some. All right. So a couple things that are going on. First of all, thank you all for being here today. I really am grateful that you're here. Don't forget to share the video. When you share, you're entered in the drawing for free stamps. And we gave away 2 stamp sets already today. I'll award them next week. You can also be entered by ordering in my online store. And please order from me. That really helps me a lot. It helps me continue to bring these awesome videos to you each week because they are a lot of work. They don't just happen. I know I make it look easy, but a lot of time goes into things in the background. So I'd really appreciate your order. And remember, when you spend $50, Stampin' Up! Was going to send you a free celebration gift with your order. And Dina is going to send you another free gift as well. Okay, I've got a fun little treasure for you this time around. Coming up, I've got a few things coming up. First of all, the Geared Up Garage class is ready to go. So make sure you get in on that. I just spelled garage wrong. Garage. Pardon me. I think that's right. The Geared Up Garage online class is out. So when you order it, you'll get it right away. And the link to that order is right up here. There's also a Lasting Lily and Painted Season online class coming. These both have options with pre-cut cardstock if you'd like that. I also I did a little boo-boo and I've got a few more spots left if you would like to get in on this one's Creativity to Go kit. It's the Tropical Chic. The registration for that is still open. If you did not order it yet, you can still get in on it. I have not closed the registration. I've got a few more spots open for it. I counted incorrectly on my spreadsheet when I started cutting cardstock for it. So I do have some more spots open if you would like to get in there. And then that is going out at the end of this week. So I'm excited. I actually have one of my besties is coming to help me put this together. Actually, 2 of my besties. So I'm excited about that. It does take a village to put these classes together, especially with the pre-cut cardstock. So you can get in on all of that. And then I've got my celebration. That is, you need to register. It is just $5, but it'll be refunded if you order. There's going to be lots of prizes. Like I said, I've got I believe over $200 worth of prizes to give away, including a Well Said bundle, which is pretty awesome. Lots and lots of good prizes for that. And then there'll be contests, Facebook Lives, games, and and a ton of celebration samples that will be posted in that group for you using all of the different celebration items and coordinating items. So lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff. So make sure you get involved in all of these fun things. And of course, don't forget there's just a couple weeks of celebration left. So don't miss out on that awesome deal. One last thing I want to talk about is, and I always forget to do this earlier in the video, if you have ever wanted your stamps at a discount, if you want to grow a business or just get a discount, there's a place for you on my team. I would love to be a part of it. And yes, Amy, Canadians can register for Celebration. Absolutely. I would love to have you on my team. The best deal we offer is the starter kit. And right now it is $99 and you get to choose $175 worth of product to go in that kit. Whatever you want out of the catalog, which is a really awesome deal. And then you'll also be able to pre-order. You'll get to see catalogs early. You get to be a part of my team, which is pretty awesome. We have a really awesome team. So there's a lot of really awesome perks to that. So make sure that you let me know if you have any questions about that. Robin, how do you get involved? PM me. What do you mean by that, Robin? Get involved with what exactly? Let me know so I can help you. Yes, any worldwide, you can register for all of my online classes. The only ones you can't do are the ones that have pre-cut cardstock, because the shipping on that is too much. And I don't think you want to pay the shipping. It'll probably be more than the class. Aw, thank you guys. Thanks, Beth Ann and Joy. I appreciate it. We love having you guys on there. Joy, you're just the best. And so are you, Beth Ann. You both are little rays of sunshine on my team. I love it. You both add so much. So thank you so much for being there. And I'm not just saying that because you're being nice to me. I really believe that. You guys are the best. I do really have the most amazing team around. I am very grateful for that. So anyway, that's it for today. I will see you next week. Barring any more worldwide shutdowns of Facebook, I will be back. So thank you guys for being here today. I love you all. Happy stamping, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.